Hi everyone! Welcome to our first episode of Wild German Outdoors for Beginners. This is exciting! My name is Jana and I'm so happy that you found your way here and we can learn German together. We all have different reasons to learn a new language and some people might have to learn German. It should be fun nevertheless though. I also know some people are a bit scared of German and I do admit it can get tricky sometimes. But we're in this together. We'll do everything step by step and you will see it's not too bad after all. I'd say let's take the first step and get started straight away. If you're not outside already, put on your favorite gear and let's get moving. Feel free to take the baby stroller with you, get your dog or just yourself and enjoy some you time. This podcast is created in a way that you can study while being active outdoors. If that is not your thing at all, maybe you could still find a way to move while listening. Maybe you're redecorating at the moment, or you prefer to do some sort of workout at home. Cleaning might not be the most fun thing to do, but it will keep you busy on your feet as well. Now, what will episode 1 of Wild German Outdoors for Beginners be about? Well, today we will learn the words for things we can see on the street and we will be able to count them. Let's start with a warm-up. We will do some counting. I will say the numbers 1 to 10 in German slowly, leaving enough time for you to repeat them. And by repeat them, I do mean out loud. You might think, I can't say them out loud at the moment, or I'll do it quietly in my head. So let me give you a tiny little piece of information. When it comes to language learning, there are passive and active skills. Reading and listening, which is what you're doing here, are passive or receptive skills. Speaking and writing are active skills. You have to produce something. These skills are usually harder to tackle. In order to not just be able to understand German at the end of this podcast series, we should take every opportunity and speak as well. So let's do this right from the beginning and speak out loud when we have the chance. I mean, chances are you have your earphones in anyway. Just pretend you're on the phone or, well, just don't care when someone looks at you curiously. Just smile and keep counting. Okay, los geht's. Let's go. Los geht's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sehr schön. Now, another thing we want to get right from the beginning is pronunciation. I know this is difficult because you can only listen and not see how the word is written. If you're interested, you can find the script of this episode on my website, www.wildgerman.com, and repeat listening to individual parts while reading. For now, just relax, listen as closely as possible, and repeat one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Now, let's do this together before you try it alone. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sehr gut. Awesome. And now you. Das war der erste Schritt. That was step 1. Das war der erste Schritt. Not as difficult as you thought, right? Also, Schritt 2. Step 2. Schritt 2. What I would like you to do is find something that you can see around you. It should be something that you are likely to see 10 times anywhere around you, like cars or trees. I will name some things in a second. Remember one of them, something that you can or will see 10 times. Since it's unlikely that all the things I'll name will be around you, try to visualize the missing ones as well, so you can learn and remember these new words. To make it more effective, put your mental image of a word somewhere in your surroundings. There is no bicycle nearby. Imagine someone riding a bike towards you in this very moment. Before we begin, and now it's starting to get a little tricky, you will notice 2 things when I name those first words. First, every German noun, that is a word that describes something that we can often see or touch, has 1 out of 3 articles. Der, die, or das. While English has only 1 article, the, German has 3. Der, die, das. There is no logic behind them, but you will have to learn all nouns with their respective article by heart because they will become very important. Second, on the upside, in the plural form, so more than 1, the definite article is always die, so no need to distinguish here. And yes, subsequently, die can be singular or plural, but we will get to that later. Also, was kannst du sehen? Now, what do you see? Was kannst du sehen? Trees, cars, birds, humans? I'll make a few suggestions. Feel free to repeat after me. I leave a few seconds after every word I say, so you might as well just make use of that time. If none of these things are anywhere in your sight, choose one of them anyway and visualize it very clearly. And a little reminder, when at any time you think, oh yes, that's my word, please remember both forms, the singular and the plural. Los geht's! Let's go! Los geht's! Siehst du? Do you see? Siehst du? A car. Das Auto. Plural. Die Autos. Again, a car. Das Auto. Die Autos. Siehst du a tree? Der Baum. Plural. Die Bäume. Again, a tree. Der Baum. Die Bäume. Do you see a street lamp? Die Laterne. Plural. Die Laternen. Again, a street lamp. Die Laterne. Die Laternen. Do you see a dog? Der Hund. Plural. Die Hunde. Again, a dog. Der Hund. Die Hunde. Do you see a human? Der Mensch. Plural. Die Menschen. Again, a human. Der Mensch. Plural. Die Menschen. Do you see a bird? Der Vogel. Plural. Die Vögel. Again, a bird. Der Vogel. Die Vögel. Do you see a house? Das Haus. Plural. Die Häuser. Again, a house. Das Haus. Plural. Die Häuser. Do you see a bicycle? Das Fahrrad. Plural. Die Fahrräder. Again, a bicycle. Das Fahrrad. Plural. Die Fahrräder. Or do you maybe see a child? Das Kind. Plural. Die Kinder. Again. Das Kind. Plural. Die Kinder. Sehr gut. Welches ist dein Wort? Which one is your word? Welches ist dein Wort? Sehr gut. Very good. Sehr gut. Let's do a quick recap. I say a word in German and you translate it to English or your native language. Pay attention to the singular and plural forms. Ready? Der Hund. Dog. Das Haus. Correct. House. Das Auto. Car. Das Kind. Child. Sehr gut. Die Bäume. Trees. Die Fahrräder. Bicycles. Die Vögel. Birds. Sehr, sehr gut. Der Mensch. Human. And the last one, die Laterne. Street lamp. Okay, if you haven't done it yet, pick one. Schritt 3. Step 3. Schritt 3. We will now count our word by either looking at it or visualizing it and count out loud. Before we start counting those objects or people, unfortunately, there's 2 more rules. Number 1, the number 1, eins, changes a little bit when we count. It all depends on those articles I mentioned in the beginning. Der, die, das. Wir sagen, we say, wir sagen, ein Auto. If the definite article is der or das. So, das Auto becomes ein Auto when we count, not eins Auto. If the definite article is die, like in die Laterne, we say eine, also eine Laterne. Also, das Auto becomes ein Auto. Der Vogel becomes ein Vogel. And die Laterne becomes eine Laterne. I repeat. Das Auto becomes ein Auto. Der Vogel becomes ein Vogel. And die Laterne becomes eine Laterne. Rule number 2. When we start counting, we start with ein or eine because we use the singular. It is our replacement for eins. When we get to 2 or higher, the numbers don't change, but we have to use the plural form of the word. For example, der Mensch. We count ein Mensch. 2 Menschen. 3 Menschen. Or der Vogel. We count ein Vogel, 2 Vögel, 3 Vögel. Okay, du bist dran. Your turn. Du bist dran. Last recap. You have your word in singular and plural. Das Auto, die Autos. Der Baum, die Bäume. Die Laterne, die Laternen. Der Hund, die Hunde. Der Mensch, die Menschen. Der Vogel, die Vögel. Das Haus, die Häuser. Das Fahrrad, die Fahrräder. Das Kind, die Kinder. You have the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now take a minute and practice counting the thing or person of your choice. Ein Fahrrad, 2 Fahrräder, 3 Fahrräder. Remember to be brave and speak out loud. Jawohl, yes, sehr gut. Now that we have the basics, let's make some use of these new words. Schritt 4. Step 4. Schritt 4. Ich stelle eine Frage. I ask a question. Ich stelle eine Frage. Und du antwortest ja oder nein. And you reply yes or no. Du antwortest ja oder nein. Ein Beispiel. An example. Ein Beispiel. Siehst du Vögel? Do you see birds? Siehst du Vögel? You answer, ja, ich sehe Vögel. Yes, I see birds. Ja, ich sehe Vögel. Or, nein, ich sehe keine Vögel. No, I don't see birds. Nein, ich sehe keine Vögel? Ja, ich sehe. Or nein, ich sehe keine. Plus the word in plural. Don't worry if you forget the sentence structure. Just focus on understanding the question and replying truthfully with ja or nein. Los geht's. Siehst du Vögel? Ja, ich sehe Vögel. Or nein, ich sehe keine Vögel. Sehr gut. Siehst du Hunde? Siehst du Menschen? Siehst du Laternen? Siehst du Fahrräder? Siehst du Kinder? Siehst du Häuser? Siehst du Bäume? Siehst du Autos? Ausgezeichnet. That was great. Ausgezeichnet. We can even take it up a notch. This time I will ask you, wie viele siehst du? How many do you see? Wie viele siehst du? But we need one extra rule for this. One little change. The words with the article der will cause a change when we see one of them. We have 4 words with der. They are der Vogel, der Hund, der Mensch, der Baum. If you see one of them, instead of saying ich sehe ein Baum, try to say einen. Ich sehe einen Baum. Remember, everything else stays exactly the same. Just the 4 words with der Vogel, der Hund, der Mensch, der Baum. Change in combination with one, eins. We start with an easy example. Wie viele Autos siehst du? How many cars do you see? You answer, ich sehe ein Auto, 2 Autos, keine Autos. Again, ich frage, I ask, ich frage, wie viele Autos siehst du? how many cars do you see? You answer, ich sehe ein Auto. I see one car. Ich sehe zwei Autos. I see two cars. Or fill in the respective number. Or ich sehe keine Autos. If you see no cars. Let's try this. Wie viele Autos siehst du? Ich sehe ein Auto. Ich sehe 9 Autos. Ich sehe keine Autos. Okay, you can do this. Wie viele Kinder siehst du? Wie viele Laternen siehst du? Wie viele Hunde siehst du? Pay attention now, it's der Hund. Wie viele Bäume siehst du? Pay attention here as well. Wie viele Vögel siehst du? Still paying attention. Wie viele Fahrräder siehst du? Wie viele Menschen siehst du? Last time paying attention. Wie viele Häuser siehst du? Wuhu! Sehr, sehr gut gemacht. Ausgezeichnet. Ich bin stolz auf dich. I am proud of you. Ich bin stolz auf dich. In case you got a little confused in our last exercise, don't worry. While the word einen is grammatically correct and important when we write, speaking is a lot more forgiving, and native speakers usually shorten einen to ein when talking. So nobody would hear the difference. You're doing excellent. We've learned so much already. If you're still up to it, keep moving, running, walking, biking, enjoy yourself. If you're done for today, enjoy that feeling after finishing some exercising and language learning at the same time. You deserve it. Try to stay with me for one final exercise though. This time I would like you to ask the questions. I will give you directions and you form the questions. For example, if I say ja oder nein, dogs, the question would be, siehst du Hunde? I reply, ja, ich sehe Hunde. If I say, how many dogs? The question would be, wie viele Hunde siehst du? I reply, ich sehe einen Hund. I repeat that. If I say, ja oder nein, dogs, the question would be, siehst du Hunde? I reply, ja, Ich sehe Hunde. If I say, how many dogs? The question you ask would be, wie viele Hunde siehst du? I reply, ich sehe einen Hund. Okay, let's give it a try. Ja oder nein, dogs. The question would be, siehst du Hunde? My answer is, ja, ich sehe Hunde. Weiter geht's. Let's continue. Weiter geht's. Ja oder nein, cars. Nein, ich sehe keine Autos. How many? Birds. Ich sehe 10 Vögel. How many trees? Ich sehe 7 Bäume. Ja oder nein? Street lamps. Ja, ich sehe Laternen. Ja oder nein? Children. Ja, ich sehe Kinder. How many? Bicycles. Ich sehe keine Fahrräder. How many houses? Ich sehe 4 Häuser. Ja oder nein? Humans. Nein, ich sehe keine Menschen. Sehr, sehr gut. This applause is for you. Today we learned the numbers 1 to 10 and what's important when we count. We started building up our vocabulary with everyday things in singular and in plural. We can ask a general yes-no question as well as a how many question. And we can answer those questions. That is amazing. Don't forget to check out my website www.wildgerman.com if you want to have a look at the script. Learning material is also available. Ich hoffe, du hattest Spaß. I hope you had fun. Ich hoffe, du hattest einen schönen Lauf oder Spaziergang. I hope you had a nice run or walk or whatever you've been doing. Und ich freue mich, wenn du beim nächsten Mal wieder dabei bist. And I'd be happy if you're here again next time. Bis dann. Bye.